All right. YouTube, it's her, but she got called to the last second for something.
Yeah.
So I got volunteered to start the stream. And I'm in the middle of doing something.
Hello, everyone. Peter's in the middle of working on something, and Crystal had to do something real quick.
I'm on the middle refill. Middle of refilling my tobacco container.
Hey, Randy.
Hopefully Randy's staying away from the hot stove. No more blistering of the hand. Good. I'm feeling better. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it was. But basically, I've been battling both a viral and a bacterial infection at the same time.
Yeah.
So, and what makes
Sorry, guys. Mother Nature was very, very insistent right as I went to get started.
Hey, Miguel.
Miguel.
Hey, Miguel. Ain't seen you in a minute. You all right? Hi, Randy. Just another second or three.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah, I actually had to trust my channel to Mater because that's scary. Good. Well, I hope everything goes well with everything that's going on. I'm sitting here sorting through all my labels on yarn that I have used so I can figure out where I'm at somewhat because I have these bags that were on my 1 pound yarn that I just have to count them as 16 ounces or a pound instead of having a label for them. But I've got them. So, doctor test. No, yuck.
Yeah, that's what I got to be going and doing soon. Because after the ER visit, my doctor actually called me back and left a message. They want me to come in to do a follow-up.
Yeah, you're supposed to do one within 3 days.
I know, I haven't done it yet. I got to contact
them. Have we gotten any rain today or yesterday?
Nope, not that I know of.
Okay, well, I know last night as I was coming home, it was getting dark and it smelled like rain, but I was also in Red Oak, so.
It's been raining here on and off last few days.
Yeah. Oh, I have to show you guys. I had my group meeting last night. I did not even make it in the door, and I was given 2 balls of this. It is Big Twist. See if I can find label. Of course not. Big Twist Menagerie. Because I got 2 balls and one of them still got the label. It's 410 yards, 5.29 ounces, and this is just one hat. She said somebody put a yes, I've been organizing my yarn. I've been going through it. Um, y'all guys are going to look at a mess. Yes, that was my dinner. But this right here has yarn I am going to turn into hats. There's an identical one behind that is half full on the bottom of hats, and then there's a row here of hats. This tote down here has 90 hats in it. I'm probably sitting at about 160 hats right now. I'm getting my labels that I have used and put off to the side, so in a trash bag, so I can get rid of them. Because Sarah and I had a competition last year and this year. This year I've been doing better about keeping up with it, but
Yeah.
well, yesterday I made 2. Today I've made 2, but I haven't pulled the second one off the machine. So yesterday was 2. The day before that was 4, and there's 3 or 4 over the course of the last 4 days. I've made like a dozen hats. So, oops. Oh, that's not good.
Wow.
Yeah. So right now I'm just playing cleaning crew. Yeah, but I mean, I go through spurts where I'm just sitting here doing nothing but hats and hats and hats, and then I'm got days where I only crochet, and then I've got days where I say, I ain't doing nothing. Because I've got baby blanket that I need to finish a skein of bloom chunky on, and then it's done. And then I have to make his twin brother one out of the 3 skeins I have that match it. And those are 260 yards per skein. Okay, Randy, that's nice, because then hopefully that reset it for him. And then I've got to make a cow. I've got to make a Harry Potter, and I've got to make a Dobby.
Layla's doing okay, Miguel. In fact, she just went into the living room. Well, Miguel, I gotta tell you something funny. I had a nurse earlier here today, and Layla did not like them at all. So what she did is she went into the litter box, and she literally stunk out the nurse.
Ooh. It's bad enough when she outstinks you.
The nurse gave me the weirdest look, like, really? And the litter box is right on the other side of the table here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you keep it where it can be accessed easily.
Yeah. And when Layla doesn't like someone, you'll definitely know it.
Yeah. I haven't seen Smudge today, but baby girl decided she's going to come in here. Okay, she's going to go underneath my chair and back that away. Cool, fine. She's behaving. She's not causing a mess.
Yeah.
Then she wants to come up in the window. But instead of getting on the bed and going this way, she comes over here where there is a hole. There is nothing for her to get on. So she's standing on a box, looking, trying to figure out how to get up. That doesn't work. And so she's like, she goes to go over a basket. No, they don't, actually. They do not get in the yarn. I know baby girl was not raised around yarn, because I didn't get her until she was about 3, and she's coming up on 8 this year. Smudge, they have gotten, now when I was in the other craft room, I had like these stacked up and they would lay on top of them. But they never got into loose yarn to play. Mater and I have done the here kitty kitty with it to tease them a little bit and let them play, but we let them pack it and get it away. Aw. Oh yeah, she still got the cone of shame on.
Yeah.
But better she has it so that, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you can tell she doesn't like it the way that tail's twitching.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I have a basket, 2 baskets underneath my table. One of it is for when I'm actually working with the yarn, so it will feed into the machine because it's directly below here. And the other one is for, okay, I'm done with this yarn, grab a few balls, put it over there, and I just shift it. She's trying to go over this basket into the shelf behind because the bottom shelf is half empty, and they'll get up there and lay down and stuff. She's trying to figure out how to get in on the second shelf up.
Yeah.
And that don't work when it's full. It's got the 1 pound balls on it, and she can't see it. Good, Randy. But yeah, they do not get into loose yarn and play and roll and all that. They've never, baby girl wasn't raised around it, and Smudge was, if it was loose, I had it covered. Oh, nice. I had it covered so that for the first year and a half, she didn't, there was no loose yarn around for her to get into.
I remember one year when we were in an apartment, my mom was crocheting at the time. We went someplace. The cats had a field day with the yarn. They had it spread everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Get back home, my dad's first one to open the door, and he steps in and he's like, "What the blankety blank 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 is this blank?"
Okay. I'm glad you mentioned me. Like I said, I'm not worried about Happy Meal videos. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was probably somebody that doesn't like us. There's a couple out there that have done their level best to annoy, block, and piss Mater and myself off. And, we just keep saying block, block, block. I honestly, yeah, they're trying. People try, and I appreciate you sticking up for me. And it's just, there's good, bad, and ugly everywhere you go. And I'm talking just attitude and actions and everything else. And somebody doing that's ugly. That's just being ugly. If I personally pissed them off, no, you have never been on my panel, and there's nothing, you've never distracted me because everything you talk about is relevant to what I'm talking about. So, but yeah, if I personally piss somebody off, I have an email up there. Drop me a line, and we'll take it off. We'll take it offline. Oh no, you've never disrespected me. You have been the epitome of respect, no matter who I've seen you talk to. If you have a problem,
I did get a good weird look out of her earlier.
yeah, because he types like this.
No.
Yeah, you do. You're a henpecker. You henpeck.
It's only because of the way my hand is right now.
BS.
No. Yeah.
It's no. I was telling her, I saw a reel and everything talking about if you and your significant other are in a fight, easiest way to stop it, start getting undressed, go head to bed, say, I got a headache.
Yeah, and I've got a couple of people that I know are actively after me, and since I'm not part of their community, they can't really do anything. But I ain't worried about them. They're going to be people are going to be people. You've got the good, which I've only ever had one that has come into mine. Hey, Bill, that I
Hey, Bill.
have
Hey, Bill.
seen for a decent amount of time that I've gotten away from them. Everybody else that has come into my live streams and watched my videos, left comments, has been really good. So I'm not worried about them. If they're going to be type of people, have a nice life, because I don't need you in it. And that's all there is to it. So on to better news, on to better things. I went last week. Y'all guys, a lot of people over the past month and a half have seen, there are a lot more good out there than there are bad, but unfortunately, the reason the word fan was made because it's fanatic. And they are being fanatical about, some people are being fanatics about good. Some are bad fanatics. And some are just being ugly. Sweetheart, question, answer.
Starting to feel better. Did have one little problem earlier today. But undoubtedly, with what the doctor had said was I was battling a viral and bacterial infection at the same time. And those right there, that's the reason why I'm, with what my body and everything was doing, running a fever. And I mean, I was taking cold and flu medicine. Well, it's got the Tylenol and everything in there.
Oh, yeah, it's got Tylenol codeine, basically.
But anyways, it's a fever reducer.
Yeah.
So that's why when I take it, okay, the temperature and everything will come down, when I want going to the ER and everything, I had taken some, about 2-3 hours prior.
Something.
Right. So that's probably why my up. Bless you.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, they said that had a viral and bacterial infection, and said my white blood cell count was up, or it was elevated.
Yeah.
So basically, all I've been doing is staying inside.
You've been out in the garage. It's cooler in the house.
Oh, I got the AC on here.
Yeah.
But
yesterday he was really good while I was at group. He went out and mowed the lawn.
Yeah, it was something that's like, no, this is something that had to get done.
Yes. But what else needed to be done that you were griping about?
I know, didn't get trash done.
He's trying, Miguel, and I'm trying to help him take care of himself. But yeah, no. That previous training is winning out. I'm trying. But yeah. Y'all guys know a couple of months ago I brought in a bunch of yarn from my group. I finally went through and finished it week before last. Last week I took one of the Harbor Freight bags, which it had about 8 pounds of yarn in it. Now it was up to here with nothing but I put them on my yarn winder, and I had some skeins that I'm like, yeah, I've tried this before. It doesn't work. I've got wound balls up down there. And I took that to group last week. I get to group tonight. Last night, I didn't even make it in the building when I was given the 2 balls of menagerie. And I'm fixing to get out of my car, and I get the Harbor Freight bag thrown in my. Here's your bag back. Okay. So yeah, I've got my yarn down to yarn in the house is mine. Every bit of it is mine, except for the menagerie. It came from group, but it's being made into stuff for group. So I don't
Yeah.
care about that. But everything else in the house is mine. Only mine. So now all I have to do is organize the hat mess and get that one tote finished fill it up as much as possible. And then when I do that, I'm going to be going through this front tote. Mimi, Roadrunner!
Mimi.
Through this front tote, filling it up.
Runner.
And come October, when we have our meetings in October, Mater's going to have to help me load the car. Because we're going to get a bunch of white trash bags. And we're going to get some duct tape. Like if I've got 60 hats in one trash bag, we're going to put 60 on it. We put 75 in one, whatever. The bags are going to go into the car. And he's going to come. I'm going to have him come with me because we're going to take it from my car to somebody else's truck so they can take it home. And I'm going to get a ride home. But when after I take it, I will let you guys know an exact count on how many I took. Okay, we are the Lone Star Cowboy Church in Red Oak. What my group does is during September through November, they have other churches they will give hats to that are going all over. I've had some of my hats have gone with missionary groups to the reservations in Arizona, North Dakota, South, all straight up and down. Really? They've gone up to from North Dakota, southern Texas. All right. Like I said, Arizona. I've had some go out towards the East Coast. Last night. Oh, well, good thing it wasn't cedar, because cedar will sit there and burn forever, and on the inside. Roadrunner that is in chat, every time he comes in, Bader pops that up.
Like, Mimi, Roadrunner.
But and then in December, the first week of December, we have a living nativity. And my group does hot chocolate and apple cider. So if you want that, you go up to this one table that will have those. They have another table beside it that will have my hats. And last year they had hats and flip-flops. I don't know how, but they got a bunch of flip-flops that they just like, okay, what size are you here? You want pink, blue, green, what size are you? And here you go. And they had them kind of separated so that people could get what they needed, not just we put them in a bag and here you go. They used to hand them out to the homeless, but the organization that they were working with changed their policies, and it's like, okay, well, we don't want you to give us stuff. We want you to give us money and we will buy it. And when they told me that, I was like, then they do not get any of my hats. When that was brought up by the president, vice president, and the secretary as to why I said no, I was like, okay. Gave him an example. I said, I give $20 to this group. Can you give me an exact accounting of where every penny of that $20 goes? They said, yeah. I said, will that group give you an accounting of where every penny of that $20 I give them goes? They said no. I said then they don't get my money. They said that is understandable, and you made a really good point. So we as a group have disassociated with them, and I know I've already handed like 30 hats already this year for another group within the church that needs them. I was like, okay, yeah, you need how many hats? Who's going to be able? Can somebody come by to get them, or do you need them before? If you need them before the next meeting, or can you wait till the meeting? Whatever.
Yeah.
I just get over here. I get a bag, trash bag, whatever. Put them in it, and goes out on the front porch till either somebody comes by to pick it up, or I'm ready to take it. One or the other. And I found out though the Mega Ball, which I have right here, I got DK yarn, which is number 3. One Mega Ball will make 5 hats. So I got 2, put them together, it'll make 6 hats. So I made.
What you doing, Layla?
12.5 orange. Yeah. The half orange one is over there. The 12 Mater was supposed to take, but yeah. Hi, Ariel.
Hey, Ariel.
Yeah, and that's what they do with my hats is they will, if I have some that have wool content in them, like I have Karen cakes. I need to see if they'll go through. The regular Karen cake is 80 acrylic, 20 wool. And if it goes through, they're going in a separate container because the lady who stores all the hats has a wool allergy. So those will be set up separately, and somebody else will set them up on the table. And you can pick, I've got the menagerie. I've got, I'm sitting here looking at 3 hats that are different colors of greens and blues. 3 white. I've got some with sparkle in it.
Yeah.
And that's just what I can see.
Oh.
No, not really. What they used to do is they would gather during the year, and we're still doing it because we make survival bags, or it's half a pillowcase that's been cut in half, and we put a string through it, and then we put a hat in. We put a hat in it, body wash, shampoo, conditioner, soap, razor, stuff like that. And we will separate those out into male and female because we'll have male deodorant, female deodorant. Oh, fur babies are great. Baby girl's been running around, Smudge has been hiding, and Scout's just been. I'm sleeping. Yeah, and they take them up to Dallas and hand them out. Now the group is getting with different organizations. Last year we made up, I think, 15 for a women's shelter, and that's all it was just women's for just the women, and those were set off to one side. We were making generics. Men's were put over here, women's were put over here. And when they were loaded up, the women's shelter was put inside the truck. The others were put in boxes and back into the truck, and they were taken to shelters and stuff like that. So it's really not a problem that I've seen here in Ennis. I've only seen a couple that I'm like, tell me they've got a place to live. One of them was 3 years ago. Yes, she actually had her birthday yesterday. She is in Wiley. They went to Animal Zoo where they saw tigers, the Bengal, the white tiger, that one. She knows what's somebody she knows works at a wood shop, and let me see. Yeah, but she was there yesterday.
Oh, and Miguel, hey, if you know anybody in your area
Yeah, that one's
that
it.
needs made out of wood, let me know. That's what I'm gonna start getting into.
Yep. Showing a lion. Look like it might be a liger. An ocelot and a white tiger. Yeah.
I was gonna say because one of the channels I follow and everything, he does a lot of small stuff, and something that he showed was like, that's an interesting deal. It's a little 3-step, like a staircase, but it's shelving. And
Yeah.
I want to see about. He's
And
talking.
it's about yay wide.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
All right, Randy. You have a good
Hi,
evening.
Randy. Oh, yes, definitely get some sleep.
Randy.
But it's something that you just hang it on your wall, and you got like 3 little shelves, but it looks like steps. And what I want to do is, what he showed it, is going from the bottom left going to the top right. So you've got the railing in the back. That's how you hang it on the wall. What I want to do is I want to get one going up this way, one coming down.
Yeah. My brother messed up right out of high school, and his community service was he had to go to the zoo. Well, he didn't know anything. He didn't end up catching up to him till he was 25. So he had to do 40 hours of community service at what would amount to Dallas Zoo. He got to deal with the rhinos and the elephants. I looked at him. I said, "You're not coming to visit my place for the next month of Sundays." He goes, "Nope." But he said the guy was really nice when my brother explained everything, and that's not going on here. Guy's like, "Okay, yeah, we're going to give you the easy job." He said, "It sinks to high heaven, and you're not going to be able to breathe, but it's easy because you get to deal with the fire hose." They get the animals outside, and he would go in and just start at the top, start so high up, and spray down, just spray everything down. And once it got to the level floor, he did have to take and pull it away a little bit with a rake or shovel. I forgot which. And then he would spray it into the like 6-foot canal at the front that had to go over a railing, go in the canal to get up if you weren't working there. And it got into the canal, and that's where they pushed it out to the composting and where they cleared everything out and cleaned the water and stuff like that. Because they reused the compost for the flower gardens in Oklahoma City.
It's all good fertilizer.
That's exactly what it is. Come from the ground, goes back.
Yep.
And the only thing they didn't do was when there was a new mama. They had one new baby. It was like a month and a half old when this happened. He was not allowed anywhere near that cage. She was in a corner. He could not get her cage or the one next to it because she did not know his smell. And they said, we don't know what will happen, and we are not willing to risk you or the animal.
Yep.
So, okay. Yeah, I could not do that. I would no. All right. 35 and a half minutes in, Co. We covered everything. But yeah, it's been a day or three, and I just right now it's cleanup in here, working on blankets, working on other stuff, and I just got to get stuff done. That's all I got to do is buckle down and do it.
Oh, and Arnie and probably Miguel. I mean, tell you how bad I've been. I didn't get up till what, about 11:30 yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was it? That was my first time having a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I actually woke up earlier than that and took the meds and everything. Stayed for about 5-10 minutes. Right back into bed. Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
Because first thing I did in the morning, get up, turn the coffee maker on, come out, have a cigarette, go back in, get my cup of coffee, come back out, another cigarette, drink that, go back in, have another cup. I didn't have any. I don't even think I had coffee till about 1 o'clock.
Yep. Oh,
yeah.
If he would do it, I know a way to get the fever out, but that doesn't take care of the problem that caused it.
Right.
Take out the texture thing, the non-slip mat in the bathtub, and get him to sit in there and take a hot bath, about 2 to 5 degrees hotter than his body. It'll raise his internal temperature and it'll break a sweat. But that does not solve the underlying cause as to why he has the fever, which is the infection.
That's the thing. It's like they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know what's causing the fever or the infection.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I was having the abdominal pains. Hell, they didn't know if I was having maybe an appendix problem. That's why they did a CT scan, because they did that, and probably about an hour or two after they got that all finished up, they come back in and said, well, good news, no need for surgery. So that's the appendix.
Yeah. Yeah, because having your appendix pop is so not fun.
And that's one thing causing some of the problems.
Well, my sister had hers break.
Yeah.
So that was... She walked around with an actual IV port here in her arm for about 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Yeah. She got sent home the meds, and we had to sit there and push it into her every day.
Ooh.
I looked at my mom. I said, I'm not doing it. She goes, why? I was like, I don't care. I'm not doing it. So my sister had to sit on the floor while my mom pushed it into her. And she worked in a kitchen, and they took her back to work with that in there. And I'm like, she can't be doing that.
That could cause an infection.
Yeah. Because she couldn't wear a shirt that would cover it because that pulled on it. So my sister's running around in tank tops for 2 weeks and they told her she had to come back to work or she was getting fired. She goes, I'm on medical leave because I can't come in because I can't shut this. I can't take it out. I have to have it for however many more days. And they're like, well, then we'll fire you. I looked at my sister and said, oh, goody, lawsuit! From half the house away. And all of a sudden I hear, okay, just make sure you have paperwork that is releasing you to come back to work. And I called her bosses and the company she was employed by. And I said, I'm going to be up there at, no, they can't, because if she is on medical leave due to, they cannot fire you while you are on medical leave. If they do, that is a lawsuit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I went into her job and she was working on an Air Force base. I went into their front office. I said, yeah, I need to talk to someone that's over here, because I overheard a conversation between them and one of their workers, who is my sister, who I come up here to pick up. And I would love to know why they did this. And also, can I have your civilian contractor person that talks to your civilian contractors, that negotiates it? I said, I would like them here for this. They said, why? I said, because you may, if this goes how I think it goes, you may lose that contract due to legal reasons. They said, not a problem. Had a nice 5-minute meeting, and I clearly told them, and I recorded it. I said, yeah, I heard this, and this. And I handed a picture to the civilian coordinator, and they showed it to the military officer that was there. They said, the military officer said, isn't that a health code violation? I said, yes, because that is an open port. They said, what do you mean? I said, that syringe that is attached to her arm, it is not closed. It is there. It's barely closed. There's barely anything in it to hold it there. So because it gets opened every couple of times a day to have medicine put in it. So it's just barely stoppered. Oh. 6 months later, I started a new job. Yes, they tried. Didn't work. 6 months later, I started a new job, and I told her to tell her supervisors, because of the time my job shuts down and the travel time for me from my job to her job, I would not be able to actually pick her up until after 10 o'clock. So can she wait on the back in the loading dock area? They said she would have to walk. As soon as she clocked out, she had to get away from the cafeteria. So she would have to walk 1.1 miles, no matter the weather, snow, rain, tornado. She was to leave that. I pulled up one night. And I sat there I got her in. I said, okay. And I got on base. And I went up and rolled up, took a picture. And I said, hey, sweetie. And I recorded this. I said, hey, sweetie, how long have you been off the clock? She goes, oh, since 9:20. So you've been off the clock 40 minutes and you're allowed to sit out here. She goes, yeah. So by that time it was 10:30. So she had been outside over an hour waiting for a ride and I had told them that due to other concerns, due to logistics, I could not pick her up at 9 o'clock on the dot. She got fired my first day on the job. She got fired. My mom went and picked her up, came to pick me up. I told her, I said, I can't leave. I've got another half hour because this idiot lady left $400 worth of merchandise we have to put back on the shelf. She goes, well, your sister just got fired, so find your own way home. My first night on the job, my boss had to take me home. I walked in, got the keys from my mother. I said, well, if you can't be bothered, yes, they did, for something else down the line. It was not connected to the medical, but since I stood up for her and told them I would report them for threatening to fire her, that basically as soon as I could legally get rid of her, they did. And the way they got rid of her was BS. But I was mean. I reported them. But as soon as I got home, I got my mom's car keys. I said, if you can't be bothered to pick me up. Exactly, Bill. She was marked and she was blacklisted. Because as soon as she was released from the job on base, the company that they worked through, which helped people with physical and mental disabilities, because my sister is a twin, and she's a little slower than normal, but she's not on the disabled list. She's not on disability, but she is considered slower than normal. Yes, they did, Miguel.
She's on the board of it.
She was released from that company a week at the day she got fired. She got fired, and the company sent her an email the next day, and it was dated at 9:05 p.m. the day she got fired. But yeah, they got her marked and blacklisted her from any company in in Oklahoma City that had programs like that. They would not hire her. But because of my mom's attitude, she lost her driving privileges. She told me, well, I need to go to the doctor. I said, start walking. And this is before she got really bad. So where she needed a walker. She had neuropathy in her feet and vertigo. But because of her attitude after my sister got fired towards me, who was paying for half the house, because I literally paid $800 a month for rent and all the utilities. Yes, we got food stamps, but I contributed about $200 a month in food. So I'm putting $800 to $900 a month in the house. And I'm paying the car payment, paying the insurance, everything. And then she has an attitude because of something I didn't do. Because I had another job. Okay, so my mom was going to go pick my sister up. She was 5 minutes late, and she got fired. Mom was on base when she got fired. Yeah, my mom paid 1/3 of the rent, and my sister paid 1/3 of the rent. That was it. And I was bringing home $200 a week. I paid 1/3 of the rent. My electric was one check. The water and groceries was the other. The car payment and rent was the fourth. Any extra I had over that was gasoline to go to Tinker to the Tinker Air Force Base, which my sister put $20 a month in to get back and forth to there or the grocery store or whatever. My mom put maybe $20 in. But since my mom should still be on Medicare and Medicaid, in Oklahoma, they have Sooner Ride, which is a medical ride system. And she told me, I said, you should have thought about it before you decided to be and showed your butt. Oh, yeah. That's, they were a major factor in why I said, bye-bye, Oklahoma, and came down here.
I'm going to come get some. Sounds.
Okay, well, check on your mom, because I think she's still up. If she is, my mom was a major factor. She actually told me asked me, well, what was going to happen to my sister. I said, I don't know. She's living with you. She wanted me to pick between my sister and her, and want my mental health and the health of my kid, because my youngest, my son, was living with us still. And
Yeah.
no, when the pandemic shut the school down, my mom told him he was going to quit school and work full time, and put his paychecks to the house. I looked at her and said, no, he's not, because if he does and you get kicked out. Because if he's paying 1/3 of the rent, then you're not paying anything and you're gone. She shut up. When my daughter was at home between college, she paid me a little bit every month, and I put that towards one of the bills. I literally I said, nope, you don't pay me. Here's the information, go. I said, here's the information for this bill. You put this much money on it. And she said, okay. So that was it. Because he's fixing to have to holler at her, I believe. If he does, it'll come through the baby monitor, and that will get loud and screechy. Yeah, that's why we moved. And that was a whole nother set of drama. And y'all guys have listened to most of that with me just being here. So, but yeah, it's been a day or three. It's been a rough first couple of years was rough. It's gotten better. I will admit it has gotten better. There's still some stuff that pardon me. There's still some stuff we've got to work out and things like that. But, no yawning, Arnie. But we're getting there. I got to get him healthy, get him back to work, deal with the city, and deal with his mom's car. All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been a ride, to put it nicely. It's been a ride. But, yeah, right now, I'm just sitting here chilling. I'm working on stuff I've got to work on. One of the last things I'm going to do is, she in bed?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think she was. What?
I was trying to figure out where that black fur ball is.
You would have to check over there underneath the mini fridge.
I don't see her back there.
Honey, she's black and that's dark.
It ain't that dark in there. I can see quite a bit.
Okay.
Open up a can of tuna and that'll draw her out.
Actually, we don't have it. We don't have tuna. We've got canned chicken.
Oh.
But yeah. No, I think she left earlier. If she's
got up on the TV.
Sweetie. She probably went and hid in your mom's room, or check behind the monitor behind your mom's chair. Okay. You have a good night, Miguel, because I don't know if I'll still be on when you get back in. So, in case not, have fun, stay safe, and thank you for coming in, Miguel. Yeah, apparently baby girl has gone into hiding, so he's looking for her. My fun part is going to be I am going to have to make sure Smudge is not hiding in here, because she will get back. There's a set of pillows back behind that blue. She'll get back there and go to sleep. And I got to make sure she's not there, and all that fun stuff. But I'm going to be up for a couple of hours still. I'm going to do some more hats. When I finish doing hats for the night, I'm going to straighten that mess up. And then in the next, and then just start working on hats, because like I said, I've got a lot. I have a lot. And I've got to pull yarn for blankets I'm working on. And just fun stuff. Layla in there being Layla.
Yeah. Drinking her water. She dumped it earlier.
Ooh. Yeah, that's no fun. Ooh. Mellow's fun. I forgot I used this. That's brown and green. Dark taupe. So a dark brown.
And of course, you were a stinker earlier, weren't ya?
Oh, yeah.
Goes into the living room.
Okay, 1.3, so 2, 1.75, so 2.3.5. Because I know I have a second yarn label in there. I'll just throw it away when I get to it. Bernat Pop. And the color was Peacock Plume. Oh, I'm thinking Arnie had a good day. I hope he had one.
It was okay. I'm just tired.
Yep. And it was that color. I got 4 hats out of it, so, well, 3.5. The other one I added something else to, so. But considering I have a drawer that when I have a label, it goes in the drawer, and I'm just pulling out now. Ah, there's my other Millicent. Like here, I've got a Red Heart Classic White. I know this wasn't a full ball, but 3.5 ounces, so I'm going to say that was 2 ounces. Because I can get about 1 hat per 2 ounces, and I got at least 1 hat out of it, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Crafters, big secret. Let's see. So there's 16 ounces. 4 times 16. Let's see. 30, 60, 64. Here, I found the menagerie label. $5.3. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that at 5.3. Nope. Okay, since she's in bed, I can put that all the way back up. $1428.2. So, got 2 of these for the Mega Ball Air. Oh, one was Mega Ball. Yeah. I thought for a second one of them was Mega Ball Aaron, and it was not. So I've got that in there. So for right now, that sits there. That's my plastic needles. So I got my drawer down to it's semi-clean. I can access it and I can throw stuff, put more labels in there, and not get messy. Now my fun part is tracking down these, which are over there somewhere. Yeah, Arnie does look like he's having a good night. What he's doing, I don't know. Ouch. That you or Mater?
That was me, I think.
Probably. Mater has his notifications turned down all day, every day.
I've also been muted. Everything, so
Huh?
I said since I've been muted, you wouldn't have been able to hear anything.
Yeah, true. But it's 8:01, so I'm going to say bye-bye. Everybody else,
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
are you going live tomorrow, Arnie?
Saturday, I usually don't. I'm not
Okay.
sure. Might
So
do a pop-up.
Sunday at least. We'll see you then. And Mater on Monday and Wednesday and me on Friday.
Well, I may go live tomorrow. Why not? Since I missed Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. But no, you didn't miss Wednesday.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I thought, whoops. Anyway, all right. Y'all have a good night. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Go misbehave for me, guys.